right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Everybody Gets 15 Minutes here at Waterloo Records in Austin, Texas. A quick conversation with some of our favorite acts we have the privilege of hosting live in store right here on our own stage. I'm Gus Ochoa, and this is Jack Barksdale.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to Waterloo Records.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, man. You've been here before, though. You were here a month ago, right?
Yeah, Tamara Saviano was doing a book signing and interview with John Kuntz.
One of our owners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John's great. So they invited me out here to play a couple songs since I'm on the album I just released earlier this year. It was on Tamara's label, which is kind of in the spirit of Guy Clark.
Right. It's his estate. Is that right?
Yeah. Truly Handmade Records. Yeah. And so that's what we put the new album out with Tamara. And that was a fun time. Yeah.
How did it feel up there? Like, you've known John for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been in the other store for sure. Was that your first time playing our stage?
Yeah, I'd been in Waterloo, but never actually played it because it'd been a while since I'd released a full album. And we had been talking to John for a while about doing an in-store and finally worked out now that you're at this new location, which is awesome.
I was going to say, what do you think?
It's pretty crazy. It's maybe even crazier than the last location.
Yeah, no, for sure. What's do you have a favorite feature of it so far? I mean, Waterloo already was kind of that way. It's like a lot of shapes and sizes and colors and sounds, and this is just sort of like more of that. I mean, what do you think?
First of all, the collection is always expansive and overwhelming in a good way.
Buyers, if you're listening, yes, Jack just gave you the biggest compliment ever.
And I love Austin music and Austin songwriters, and so you can always find like cool niche stuff in that arena. But also John showed me that the middle of the stage is from the original Austin City Limits stage.
Oh yeah,
which is just so cool.
Yeah, he's very proud of that. We're very proud of that. Trey and Karen, like, it was a fantastic thing that they gifted us that. It's beautiful to think that, like, oh man, Willie Nelson in like 74 or whatever, like it was like standing on that stage.
It was crazy getting to play up there. Pretty awesome.
And your performance was fantastic, and I'm gonna get to your record in a bit. But for those who are listening who might not be familiar with your stuff, tell us a little bit about like where you're from, and I don't know how you came to be sitting here with us today.
Well, from Fort Worth. I've always loved music, and my parents don't play, but they're big music fans, and they'd take me and my sister out to shows and concerts, and so just fell in love with music. And when I was about 4, I got one of those Toys R Us toy guitars, and so kind of made it my mission in my head to be able to get a decent sound out of it. So I asked for lessons at some point.
That's crazy intuition. For how old were you?
4 or 5.
That's crazy intuition for a 4 or 5-year-old to be like, let me get a good sound out of this toy guitar.
I just have this weird memory of seeing other kids like playing those like bad musical instruments and having a great time. And like, this is terrible. This sounds terrible. This is not fun at all. And so then I wanted to actually be able to have fun with it. Yeah. So when I was like 7 or so, I got guitar lessons and just started learning some of the basics. And I just really fell in love with it. And I started trying to write some songs at the same time. And eventually I got good enough at guitar where I could put the music to the lyrics. And and I've just kind of been on that same path ever since, I guess.
Right on. It's brought you here to us today for the record Voices is what it's called. You mentioned earlier it's out on Truly Handmade Records, which is put out by Guy Clark's estate. And I want to talk about that record for a little bit. Obviously, that's why we're here. You do a beautiful song on the record called Martyrs.
Oh, thank you.
With Sarah Jarosz. And we've had her in before I'm with her, and she's lovely. John has, I think, known her and the family for a while as well.
Yeah, I believe she's from Wimberley.
Yeah, there you go. Very close ties to Waterloo. I love that tune. It sounds very like, I don't know, Rolling Thunder Review era Dylan kind of to me. Is that fair to say? Is that an okay comparison?
I appreciate that. Yes. The music of it anyhow was sort of inspired by this. I guess it was a demo recording that Terry Allen had made in the probably late 60s that they released not too long ago, just maybe a couple years before the pandemic, called Cowboy and the Stranger. And it just had this really cool feeling to it. And I had just gotten a piano or a keyboard when I started listening to that. And so I was trying to figure that out. So I was kind of learning that song on there. And I just thought those kind of cool. It was something interesting that you couldn't quite do easily on guitar. So eventually I started writing some words and I put it to that musical idea. And And then eventually I'm much better at guitar than piano.
I'm impressed though the fact that you play piano, because everybody says, "Oh, piano's laid out in front of you. It's so easy." And I'm like, "What is it? I learned how to play guitar when I was like 12."
It is not.
Yeah.
It is not easy, and I'm not very good at it. But it's really fun thinking about things on the piano and like coming up with music on the piano and then doing it on guitar. Mm-hmm. It kind of gets you out of the rut of just doing the same thing over and over again, doing the, whatever feels comfortable with your hands on guitar. That's some things you can do on piano that's just not physically possible on guitar, But sometimes it just breaks you out of that box. And so that's kind of how that song started. Wrote some words. We were driving through West Texas, and West Texas is a strange place,
It's strange and beautiful. Mm-hmm. I like the wide open expanse of it is really what attracts me.
I think we were going through Lubbock, which is a little less majestic.
Fair enough. I'm thinking of like, Marfa and like out that way.
Yeah, Marfa's beautiful. Yeah, we actually did the music video partially in Marfa.
Man, I was going to say, wow, you're like writing my script for me basically here. But like whoever shot that, it reminds me of an old friend of mine, Andrew Shapter, his work. Who shot that video? It's so beautiful.
Kind of a crazy thing is my dad, he does like media, ads and stuff for a living. And so he knows a bunch of videographers and he knows this great videographer, Michael Lewis. And so we went out there to Marfa and it was just really cool. And then we filmed the second part of it in Glen Rose, Texas.
If you're listening out there, please go look it up on YouTube or wherever it features. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So how did the collaboration with Sarah come about?
We had the song recorded mostly. Okay. We recorded all the guitar, vocals, or my vocals anyway, percussion and bass in about 3 days here in Austin. And then everything after that we were layered on afterwards. Some of them recorded at Mike Meadows' home studio, who Mike produced the album and mixed it.
Right, he's here with you today.
Yeah.
Is he going to perform with you later as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he's
nice. Okay.
Great percussionist. We had that done on that song and just felt like it needed something else. We had Bucka Allen, who's going to be joining us here today too.
Really? I'm very excited about that. I used to watch Bucka play with Ian Moore when I was younger.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Bucka played accordion on it. He went to Mike's house and recorded accordion for several of the songs and some keys too. Wurlitzer and stuff. And so we had that layered on, and then we just felt like it needed something more. Harmonies. I had been listening to Sarah's album. Can't remember the name of it right now, but it was released, I think, in 2020. Okay. John Leventhal produced it, and I'm just a big fan of hers and her music and songwriting. And so it's kind of thinking her voice and her sound would be really cool on this song. And so we reached out to her management, and eventually she said yes. And so we sent the track over to her, and I think she did it at her home studio.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and recorded beautiful mandolin and just amazing harmonies. And it really just kind of completed the song.
It's a beautiful song.
I was really happy how it
absolutely.
turned
She, knowing that she added that element that sort of just kind of lifted it for you. I love that. I also love that you were like, I'm thinking Sarah Jarosz. And you're like, let's give her a call.
Yeah, it was really kind of mind blowing that it actually happened. And also it's kind of funny that I've never met her.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Never met her in person.
Well, Sarah, if you're listening, I think Jack would love to meet you someday. Another track on the record I really like is The Wealthy Man's Debt. It's got great sort of driving, like organic energy. In the lyrics, you say, I guess I'm just frustrated at the whole conversation. It's hard to build society on faulty information. Mm-hmm. Where's that come from? What are you referring to there?
My friend Abe Partridge puts it really succinctly and harshly that poor people shouldn't be fighting each other. That's how he puts it. Right. But I just find it, through social media, I feel like a lot of people have become more political, especially me. I'm 18 now, so just sort of trying to figure out the world and stuff. And a lot of people now are getting their politics off of social media and different things like that. I think everyone sort of feels a sense of division, at least when you're online. I just wanted to add a sense of humility. Everyone's just doing what they think is right and just working with the information that they have. It's really a difference of information and a difference of who each individual believes. And that's really what's driving a lot of the division, I feel like. A lot of political matters are sort of not quite pointless, but a little less important than some other key issues that I think are either purposefully or non-purposefully covered up by more emotional matters. And so one of the things that I really find important is wealth inequality. and just inequality of opportunity and wealth. And I find that to be really important. And I think that is sort of turned into a political issue that a lot of wealthy people have a lot of sway over the rules that they have to follow.
Right.
Because, you can finance elections, you can lobby, all those sorts of things.
Right.
Since a lot of these people own media outlets or have some sort of sway over the media or information in general, they also get to pick what information is either widely available or available at all. I just think a lot of that is really dangerous and sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's sort of the point of the song. The tagline of it is, "The wealthy man's debt is not ours to be paid." I think if people really unite on that one issue, I think a lot of good things can happen in a way that will have sort of a domino effect on other things, because with wealth inequality comes a lot of other really great things. And so,
yeah, that was very much my takeaway as well on the social media side of things, because everything you just talked about, I feel like social media has a potential to exacerbate. At least I agree with you. Like that the people who hold the power and the money hold the sway. Another tune I really liked on the record was A Song of the Artist, because it featured Diane Burgess, who I would love to work with. She's awesome on cello. Yeah. She's been in here at our old location with Curtis McMurtry. Fantastic. I love the sort of drone going on underneath.
A couple of the songs she played on just did a fantastic job.
Yeah, how did you meet up with her and make that connection?
That's another strange one that I've never actually met her. She went to Mike Meadows' studio and recorded all the parts, maybe 3 or 4 songs. There are several parts with string sections that she did the cello for. There's a song called A Funny Song, and it's just vocal, guitar, and cello.
Yeah.
And so she played that. And then a last minute thing, Mike was texting me MP3s of what they had been doing as it was going on in case I wanted anything else. And last minute, I had this idea. It'd be really cool if she played on Song of the Artist, at least for a little bit, on the ending part where there's this cool musical moment. And so he's like, I'll try. She's got to go pretty soon. And so...
she's good.
Yeah, and...
pretty soon she'll be like, here you go. And you're like, what?
And so she did it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, she's
really
amazing.
cool.
I met her through Allie, our engineer here. When I saw that on your record, I was like, oh, incredible. I referenced Dylan earlier, Rolling Thunder, that kind of thing. And your bio mentions, folks like Townes Van Zandt and Guy Clark, and Leonard Cohen, people like this. How would you say that your musical influences sort of manifest themselves in your work? Like, what do you take from them, if anything, to create your own sound?
Tons,
Yeah.
I'm just sort of musically and lyrically a amalgamation of those ideas, and with some of my own things mixed in, but a lot of times it's just taking a lot of those influences and those ideas and taking my favorite parts of it and trying different parts. Sometimes I fail at, sometimes I succeed at. Yeah, so a lot of those influences, like, Townes' storytelling and poeticism, and, Guy Clark, I mean, just amazing storyteller as well, but really unique, and he's sort of the Hemingway of those songwriters, really succinct to the point, but also, not too pretentious at all. Terry Allen, I already talked about.
Sure.
Artsy and unconventional, getting rid of all kinds of structure. Same with Randy Newman. He does that a lot. Getting rid of structure. Like
maybe there's never a chorus kind of thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like 2 or 3 minutes. And in Martyrs, I did a verse, a chorus, and then one more verse, and then a chorus with the lyrics completely changed. Yeah. And that's the whole song.
I love that.
And I was really inspired by Terry Allen and Randy Newman and sort of that breaking away from traditional structures. And I love Tom Waits too. And he's also a great storyteller, but a little more on the deranged side. Sure. And sure. Learning how to use dissonance. And he's really a master at manipulating the listener's emotions. And it's so strange, but musically and lyrically, he puts your mind into the exact mindset that he wants, Right. And whether that's the whole point of the song or it gets you to the experience the song in a different way, it's just so cool. And so I love that. Leonard Cohen is just...
He's been brought up a couple of times with people I've talked to.
Just one
Evan
of my...
Charles is a big Leonard Cohen fan. Yeah.
One of my favorites. I mean, just so much to get into with Leonard Cohen.
Right.
I mean, it's never ending.
Yeah.
And his first album and his last album are some of the best things I've ever heard. He has so much depth, so much variety that Various Positions album. It's a weird 80s album, but it's also beautiful, and the songs are different than what he'd done before, and they're more succinct, but still beautiful. And he sort of used poetry in a way that I think is hard to do, which is that he really used it to tell a story or to get a point across. And sometimes it takes years to understand one of his songs,
right?
But it's worth it, you know?
Yeah.
And
all the best things are.
You learn something from it, and it's valuable to your life, and it's just so amazing. Yeah, so all those things, including various other influences, I'm always going for, what do I want to exist in the world musically or non-musically? And that's what I go for, you know?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I want a mix of all my favorite things is what I want, you know? And so that's what I go for.
I love that. You mentioned your age earlier, 18. I have some quotes here from, let's see, American songwriter wrote Jack Barksdale has insights and awareness far beyond people twice his age. He's able to put them into songs and that touch listeners. Or Twangville said, it's hard to escape the impressive maturity of his musicianship and songwriting. It makes me think of Dylan again, you know, like with God on our side. Oh, my name, it is nothing. My age means less, you know. But I'm sitting here talking to you and hearing you talk about, lovingly almost, about these people that came before you and that you admire. And I think that's very special. But how do you feel about people referencing your age when they talk about this kind of thing? Doesn't matter how old I am, or like, does it bother you in any way or anything like that?
Not really. Just, I guess I'm sort of indifferent about it, or at least in the general scope of musicians or songwriters. Right. I am young to be doing it. And so I totally understand that it's kind of, it's interesting and indifferent. I don't really feel negatively about it. Or it is what it is. Yeah. And again, I'm sitting here, we're talking about songs and we're talking about songwriting. We're talking about the sound of the record and all these kinds of things. And I haven't once even really thought about like, except for we touched on it. That's it. I'm enjoying talking to you about all of this. Do you have a favorite song on this album, or one that maybe you want to point a listener to? Yeah, go for it. I've got it sitting. For those listening, I've got the record on the table. Yeah. So. I was actually, and I still am, really proud of a lot of these songs. You give an album a year or two, and then you look back at it and see how you feel about it. So I guess I'm still in the honeymoon period.
Okay, I got you. And you're teaching me things right now too. I need to think about that as well. Let it cook for a little while. Yeah. I think the oldest song on here is "The Cost." Okay. Which sort of a strange song, and I've been wanting to record it for a while, and it sort of talks about, I guess, the end of the world, if you want to call it that. Okay. But the end of humanity, rather. I think it's in 3 billion years, when even before the sun expands into its red giant phase and makes life pretty much impossible. I feel like I'm learning about so many different things right now. But like 2 billion years before that. Sure. Oh, wow. Okay. The atmosphere is gonna slowly fade away. When I wrote that song, that was the understanding, and that will make life impossible. And that song sort of talks about the ramifications of that morally and fitting that into your worldview, and this like kind of sci-fi pie in the sky idea that we could move to a different planet, you know? Right. And that's been going for a while, I feel like. The chorus of that song is, I'm not sure if we're worth saving. Not sure if we're worth the time. Well, there you go. It's The Cost, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one you guys need to go check out. I'm not sure if that one's my favorite. That's just one that sticks out to me. There's actually one that's not on the vinyl version. Okay. Because it's 8 minutes long. Oh. And it was... It's hard to fit. It's hard to fit like an extra 8 minutes. Yeah, and we could only fit, like 42 minutes on an album. Yes. I think the album's 50 minutes, and you get rid of that one song, and it was perfect for vinyl length. But that one's called Entropy. And that's probably one of the most personal songs on the album, just about looking around at my place in the world and questioning things. And there's no chorus in it. There's just a bunch of verses and a really long crazy bridge. I mean, yeah, I know you're just getting to know me, but yeah, that's all, dude. I'm all about that. And I'm all about no chorus, or chorus shows up once, or I saw totally fine with me. When I was perusing the records out there, I saw they had records for all the employees that I assume y'all picked out. I saw you had some really good ones. Yeah, Gordon Lightfoot. Sure. And, all sorts of good stuff. I like the Gordon Lightfoot. Willie Nelson. I love Willie. Nelson. Oh man. But yeah, the title line of that song is
entropy will get us all someday, which entropy is, I guess you could think of it as chaos. One of the laws of thermodynamics is that entropy will always increase.
Again, where do I sign up for your class?
Recently, there's been some questions about dark energy, which is the thing that's basically stretching the universe apart. If dark energy always increases, then the universe will have what's called its heat death, which I'm not sure if that's a great name for it, because it means the absence of heat.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Isn't really what you would think.
I mean, just heat death sounds pretty intimidating.
Yeah, but basically it's maximum entropy. The world is only strange if you look at it too hard.
Man, ain't that the truth? What are you listening to these days? I like to ask people, just a couple few things that you're stoked about.
The new Madison Cunningham album is amazing.
Yeah, is that Ace?
Ace, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a breakup album, which generally isn't what I would like. It's like no other album I've ever heard, which it's a concept album going through the lifespan of the relationship and the back and forth. And it's beautiful lyrically. It is amazing. Really just sort of reminds me of Leonard Cohen a lot, and sort of the schemes and the just amazing poetry on human connection. But also she's just a musical genius. And so my favorites are always the songwriters who can fit the music and the lyrics into one inseparable thing.
Oh, yeah.
That really elevates them both. And she is one of the best at that, and just so great. That is an amazing album. I believe Scott Nolan just released a new album too. He's a really cool Canadian songwriter. I think it's a tribute album of some kind. There's always great music. You just got to go find it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate you sharing a couple of those things with us. Our listeners will be stoked to know what you're listening to out there while you're promoting Voices. His latest album is called Voices, as I mentioned, and it's out everywhere as of June 13th, courtesy of Truly Handmade Records. You can get it everywhere you stream your music. Bandcamp probably is the best place to get it, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you can, of course, pick up your physical copy here at Waterloo. You can follow him on Instagram at Jack Barksdale Music, or keep up with all things Jack. Please visit jackbarksdale.com. He also has his own podcast, guys and gals and people out there, on songwriters and songwriting, Jack Barksdale's Roots Revival. And you can get it wherever you get your podcasts as well. Jack Barksdale, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks
for coming.
For having me.
Yeah, we're excited to see you play.
I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. It's been my pleasure, and I've learned so much. And thank you all out there for listening. You can follow us on Instagram at Waterloo Records. At Waterloo.sound for our Dolby Atmos studio, at Waterloo_wheels to follow the adventures of our Waterloo van, and at Unofficial Dogs of Waterloo to see all of the canine.
I've got to follow that again.
There, you gotta come check it out. I'd like to thank Cory Reinisch, our marketing manager, Allie Lingren, our in-house engineer, Audio-Technica for providing the mics and the headphones, and of course the hardest working staff on the planet, without which none of this is possible. I'm Gus Ochoa. See y'all next time. And until then, support the artists you love, support your local record store. And if you're in Austin, stop by and say hey. We'd love to see you. Adios, y'all.